Beloved Saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about Asa of the second period in the genealogy of Jesus, Part 4, from the fourth book of Redemptive History series, God's Profound and Mysterious Providence. In Part 1, we examined how there was peace during the first 10 years of Asa's reign. In Part 2, we learned how Asa fought and triumphed against Zerah's army of 1,000,000 men. In Part 3, we studied how Asa carried out a religious reformation. At this time, in Part 4, let us examine how Asa forgot about the grace of God and was severely diseased in his feet in latter years and died. In the 36th year of Asa's reign, Baasha, king of Israel, went up to fight against Judah. At that time, Asa did not pray to God. Instead, he took all the silver and gold from the treasuries of the house of the Lord and the treasuries of the king's house and sent them to Ben-Hadad, the king of Aram. He asked the king of Aram to help him attack the northern kingdom of Israel. So the king of Aram did. In such a way, Asa relied on a foreign power and not God during a national crisis. Furthermore, he gave the treasures of the holy temple, which is God's possession, to a foreign king. These were both great acts of sin before God. Asa forgot about the grace of God, who had enabled him to defeat Ethiopia's 1,000,000-man army at the beginning of his royal tenure, and tried to overcome this national crisis through worldly means. Of course, through the help of the Aramean army, the immediate crisis was thwarted and Baasha's army withdrew. However, the southern kingdom of Judah was embroiled in a seemingly endless war with Aram from thenceforward. 2 Chronicles 16, verse 7 and 9 states, "At that time, Hanani the seer came to Asa, king of Judah, and said to him, 'Because you relied on the king of Aram and not on the Lord your God, the army of the king of Aram has escaped from your hand. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. You have done a foolish thing, and from now on you will be at war.'" After Asa received such rebuke from seer Hanani, he did not repent. Rather than repenting, Asa became enraged at hearing these words. He then committed the grave sin of imprisoning Hanani the seer and oppressing some of the people. King Asa had lost his humility. Many days of peace and prosperity within the kingdom had instilled great pride into the king. That is why God gave Asa a last chance to repent in the latter years of his reign. Asa became severely diseased in his feet in the 39th year of his reign. However, Asa did not seek God to treat his disease, but he sought out skilled physicians. 2 Chronicles 16 verse 12 states, "In the 39th year of his reign, Asa was afflicted with a disease in his feet. Though his disease was severe, even in his illness, he did not seek help from the Lord, but only from the physicians." Everyone, this was God's way of giving King Asa a last chance to repent. However, Asa did not even ask God once the reason for his disease. God wanted Asa to realize his pride and restore his old faith. However, even though Asa was afflicted, he was full of thoughts of the flesh and did not humble himself before God. As a result, Asa continued in his pride even as he suffered, and he missed out on his opportunity to repent. Ultimately, even in his severe pain, King Asa did not seek God, but suffered for 2 years. Then he died in the 3rd year, which was the 41st year of his reign. Beloved saints, one of God's name is Jehovah Rapha, which means the Lord is your healer. In such a way, God is the ultimate physician who heals our physical, mental, and spiritual diseases. Also, Jesus, who is God that came as a man, can heal any and all diseases. He has taken up all of our infirmities and diseases. Everyone, Asa did not rely on God, the true physician. Let us not be like Asa. Let us believe that only God is the ultimate healer and go forth to him. When we rely on him, there will be God's amazing work of recovery. I bless in the name of the Lord.